of each civil service board at 5 p.m. Pledge of Allegiance wants to lead. I think it's your turn.
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I always feel like there's an amen at the end. All right. Madam Clerk, will you call roll?
Board Member Ellman.
Here.
Board Member Williams.
Here.
Board Member Jones. Vice Chairperson Wolf. Chairperson Collins.
I am here.
You have a quorum.
Yes. Announcement, Civil Service Board, do any of my colleagues have announcements?
No.
Hearing none, we will move on to public comment. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone for public comment? In person or by Zoom?
We received no speaker cards and there is no one online.
Thank you. All right, the consent calendar that's on the agenda, item 6A, action minutes of the April 13, 2026 Civil Service Board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I was looking at the minutes from our last meeting, and I know we voted for a chair. Didn't we also vote for a vice chair with, wasn't Bob didn't we elect him as the vice chair?
It sounds right.
He is the vice chair, but I don't see that this is just, I don't find it in the minutes. I see Doug getting elected. It's number 7. Appointment of board chairperson and vice chairperson. So Bob nominated Doug, and my recollection is that somebody nominated Bob, right?
Yes.
Yes, I believe so.
And
It was,
if you look at the cover sheet with the,
Yeah.
it does show Bob.
yes.
So, well, could I have a motion to correct the minutes?
Yes, we will reflect those changes.
Don't we need to act on
You can motion to approve the minutes with the edit.
it? Okay, well, maybe we'll make a motion at the end, I guess. All right, where are we? On the consent calendar. With the correction noted for the minutes of April 13, is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the consent calendar as amended.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Are you going to call the roll, or?
The roll was already called.
Oh, well, how do we vote? All right. I think we've always done roll call votes.
Here we go.
so.
Okay, yeah.
Board Member Ellman.
Yes.
Board Member Williams.
Yes?
Board Member Jones. Vice Chairperson Wolf. Chairperson Collins.
Yes.
You have a motion to approve.
Thank you. Item 6A, action minutes of the April 13, 2026 Civil Service Board meeting. I guess that's what we voted on the consent calendar. Item 7, matters for commission consideration. Are there any? Other than 7A? And
Yes, there's 7A and 7B.
Yes. All right. Item 7A, request to approve revisions to special events and filming coordinator or job specification 26-AS-068. Tyler?
Yes. So basically, for the special events and filming coordinator position, it is, and I have Lisa Nichols, the director of Parks and Recreation here. She can speak a little bit more from the organizational structure standpoint from human resources. This is to make a much more well-rounded position within the overall restructuring of the Parks and Recreation Department. So there is more than just these two job specifications that are going to be a part of this restructuring. Some of them were approved in the April 13th meeting as well. And among budget approval, which if it is approved on June 23rd, this restructuring will then be in place. So I will pass it over to Director Nichols to further elaborate.
Thank you, Tyler, and good evening, board and board members and chair. This is to retitle this position to better reflect the responsibilities that it holds. The Special Events and Filming Coordinator title doesn't accurately reflect all the other programs and services that these positions are assisting us with. And I can certainly give way more detail on that if you'd like, on their responsibilities.
Any questions?
I have some questions, if
Go ahead.
okay. I have a series of them. How many people that we currently have on your city staff are included in this? Are there two people? We have two positions. Are there two people?
Yes, it's a
Currently.
lead special events and filming coordinator, very long titles, and a special events and filming coordinator, so it's
Okay.
two.
How is this job description different from that of the senior recreation supervisor, Brian Sousa?
It's different in the way that these coordinator positions do not supervise any staff. They do not manage the community theater and the second story theater, which the supervisor did, and they don't serve as the direct support for the director, which the senior recreation supervisor currently does. And there's several other differences in their responsibilities, but they do facility management in other ways and assist with staff operations to manage the front office.
Just seem as though they're pretty comprehensive. They almost seem like they're relatively high-level jobs. Brian is sort of he's like your next. below
Exactly.
you.
And we brought at the last Civil Service Board meeting a retitling for the senior recreation supervisor to better represent what he actually does, serving as the support to the director and overseeing the department as well. So that would be a recreation manager position.
Who do these positions report to?
These two positions with the restructure would report to who are our current coordinators who are being retitled as supervisors, which better represents their actual
Who's
responsibilities.
in those positions at this point?
Nick and Cambria.
Okay.
And it better fits in our organizational structure because the other activities that the Rec Coordinator 2 and the Rec Coordinator 1 are doing outside of the special event and filming program relate to the activities and support that the supervisors are doing right now.
Okay. Both, if you look in the job descriptions, both positions have that they are able to monitor, write, and negotiate agreements. That seems like quite a lot of responsibility for maybe a third level or fourth level person in your organization. Why were they given that much responsibility? And what sort of contracts and agreements can they participate in or do those duties?
That is a great question. The agreements are the long-term agreements. It's a pretty standard agreement that's already been created by myself and the senior recreation supervisor. So it speaks to the 3-year agreements that we get into for special events. So it's a pretty standard template. And the other 2 agreements that they've been managing are the Kiwanis Tree Lot and the Farmers Market. But I've been supporting them in those agreement renewals as the director because they currently report to me.
Is it accurate, though, to say that they are writing and negotiating those agreements?
It is accurate to say that with the special event producers.
So they would be negotiating, say, with AAU volleyball, for instance.
Exactly.
They would actually be negotiating with those folks?
They do, and the level of negotiation for the long-term agreements is different than the level of negotiation for like the farmer's market or the Kiwanis Tree Lot. It's more negotiating the dates for a 3-year
Okay.
time period for the special event calendar and the fees that would be paid, which is really looking at historically what the best practice was that these events paid for their indirect and direct costs.
Right. Not knowing how you guys operate, that seems like a lot of responsibility for that level of person, but that's, I guess, your call to make. What are the salary levels of this group?
Oh, I don't have those figures in front of me, but we are not proposing a salary adjustment since we're just doing a retitle for this. I wish I had that number in front of
Okay.
me.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it. Wait, the salaries will be staying the same, and regardless, the salaries aren't a part of the Civil Service Board.
Okay. Are we talking about both of the positions at one time here? I assume that Doug, are we
Yes.
talking about both of
Yeah.
these?
Feel free to ask,
Same
yeah,
class.
both questions.
What's the main difference between the two? If you look, I kind of matched them up, and they're almost identical. Is the lead person is a shade above the non-lead person, or what's the?
That's
idea?
another great question. So the current lead special events and filming coordinator, which would be retitled to Recreation Coordinator 2, oversees the chamber events and all impact level 3 events and is the lead on the filming in the city and is the lead on higher level department special events they have. So they're overseeing just more impactful, larger events in the city, while the special events and filming coordinator, who would be titled Recreation Coordinator 1, oversees impact level 1 and 2 and more lower impact community events that we produce ourselves.
Okay. Here are the tougher questions. So is this reorganization being done because our Parks and Rec film permit revenues are below expectations?
No, this has nothing to do with that. This is something that I have been working on for really a couple years now, since to the implementation of these two positions and their involvement in way more than just those two programs, which their title currently represents. And really, at the time, the special events and filming titles were selected because we felt that the rec coordinator title would better represent them, but we had two coordinators at that time. So it would be very confusing to have two coordinators who are more acting in a supervisor role that are supervising part-time staff be at the same level of two other coordinators who aren't necessarily serving any part-time staff and who are not having the level of responsibility that those other two
Is it
have.
fair to say that your filming revenues, we haven't seen them as residents, I don't believe, has that been disclosed as to what your filming revenues are? And if so, or maybe even if they haven't, are those filming revenues substantial enough to support 1.5 or 2 positions?
So I can actually give a breakdown of basically the programs that these two positions oversee is the special events, the plaza promotions that we do, which are significant revenue to the city, and the film. So film's about $70,000, and all of
Per
these.
year, or the last year, or?
That's per the last year and what we expect to conclude with this year. And then so our special events is at 197, and the pure, well, we call them promotional activations are at 50,000. This is a total of $317,000 in revenue.
Back in July of 2024, I believe that those positions, at least one of them, maybe both those positions, were hired, and I think they were advertised to the city council. When they approved the dollars for those positions, it was either 1.5 or two full-time people. They were put in place as managing film licensing and so forth. So now we are taking those two positions of film and we're kind of repositioning their responsibilities. So in my world of where I came from in finance, that's how you get over budget. And so when you take positions that were supporting one thing, and now we reposition them over a lot of other things to help, you probably got real busy in the special events world and maybe in your camps and other things that you do. So suddenly now we have 2 more people working for the company, maybe supporting only $70,000 worth of film revenue. Since our city is facing enormous financial semi-crisis here, wouldn't make more sense to maybe eliminate a position or two, since the original intent of those positions was to pretty much for the most part, not all, but for the most part, support film licensing and bringing in new film business into the city?
That is not how these positions were, that is not why these positions were created, really. It was not a focus on filming. It was 2 years worth of tracking myself as the director and the senior rec supervisor's time managing the special event permit program and filming and the department's special events and other areas that really don't belong in our positions more than just oversight. We were actually performing the work for these. So I think there's been a misconception that these positions were hired for filming. They were hired for much more in the department. And the special event permit program is definitely a position that needs, if we want to maintain the level of events we have in the city and continue to accommodate events like the Nike event that we just approved and LA Galaxy, it's not realistic to be one person managing that and all the other responsibilities that these positions share.
I'm guessing if I went back to the tape, for some reason I remember that meeting because I'm kind of a nerd of watching meetings. I'm guessing that those positions were sold as being increases in film licensing, but that's just my recollection.
I think, too, we did share, just as this is where I think a lot of focus went to filming, that this would allow us to cut down our film processing time significantly, which would increase revenue because we wouldn't be losing film companies that, hey, I want to film in 2 days. We were at the point where we could not accept anything that was not giving us a 14-day turnaround, so we were losing revenue and losing opportunities for the city. Now we're in a position where we can get a film permit done depending on the impact level and the production that's needed within a very quick turnaround.
Did you have a budget for revenue from film licensing for, say, the fiscal year ended June of 26? Do you guys budget that way? Do you have a revenue budget? Did you have a film revenue budget?
Yeah, so how we budget each year and project our revenue is we look at the last 3 years for a program. Filming is up and down a lot, so we take the average, really. There was 1 year we made over $100,000, I believe it was, in just filming alone. That wasn't the case last year. So we're finding an average, and we're finding this to actually be something a lot in the LA area, where there's a lot of cities that are facing less filming.
That's definitely true. So, but to be honest, I just don't like everything to be roses. Everything is going great. Theory here, and I think the real world what happened this year is we probably underperformed in film licenses. If you budgeted 100 or whatever that number was for the fiscal year ended June of 2026, okay, we did 70, and there were a lot of film and things are going to Atlanta and other places. I think we should be upfront that things didn't go as well as we thought, and we're repositioning these two positions to help in other areas. I think we should be upfront about that if that were the case. So to hear government always say, oh yeah, there's always a reason, and everything is always great, we did great, and to me it doesn't seem like we did. The expectations of film licensing have been as fruitful as they were back in that June 2024 meeting when those positions were created.
Can I interject as well?
Yeah.
Being in human resources, positions do change a lot over time. So even if this was the original intent in 2024, over time, salaries, job descriptions, everything that, especially job descriptions being what the Civil Service Board is overseeing in this circumstance, right? Those do evolve over time, as well as organizational structures evolve over time. So what I believe Lisa is getting at here is that these positions will still be doing what they are doing, but they will be doing more for the department that has evolved over the last 2 to 3 years as well.
But it's evolved partly because maybe the film revenue wasn't there. I mean, I'd like to be upfront if that's the case.
Well, it seems to me that those are issues that are more in the bailiwick of the city council itself.
Correct.
Our job here is simply the specifications for the class so that people can be hired into the class who have the appropriate background and abilities to perform the job that's been assigned to them.
That is correct.
I totally disagree with that. I think that in this case, respectfully, I think in this case, we have two positions that are changing very radically. If you look at the new job descriptions, the part that's special events and film licensing is one line compared to probably 10 or 12 lines of other responsibilities that touch every area of Parks and Rec. And so, to me, this should be a new position for budgeting purposes that should be disclosed to the city council for two new positions, not, I mean, this is a total change of job description, a job title from filming and special events to now their recreation, whatever they are.
Well, but again, the city council has the responsibility for allocating the positions to the department. It can cut them out, it can increase them. It responds to the department's requests. And it also has the purse strings. If the money isn't there, they're not going to allow these people to be hired or to continue. It's that simple. This is simply about the description of the qualifications and job duties of a given position. And that's what's in the bailiwick of this commission. We are not in the business of setting the city's budget or trying to undermine the city's budget.
I don't think this has anything to do with budgeting. This has to do with,
Exactly where you're going.
this
with
has to do with a change of title and a change of job description, which makes it a totally new position. It has nothing to do with budgeting outside of the fact that it's our job to bring it to the attention of the city council that this is occurring, that we're having new titles, new job positions. If we don't speak out here, the budget that's going to be approved next week, next Tuesday, I think it is, it's going to be approved without the city council being aware that there is this, what I think is a radical change in title and job description.
And I will recognize as well that in the current budget that's being adopted in next week, they are still the old position titles. And if approved by the Civil Service Board, the city council still does have to approve these job specifications as well, which they would see the new titles, they would see the new job responsibilities as well, and they would need to approve those in order to be put in place.
That's all the questions I have.
Any other questions? Any public comments?
We received no speaker cards and no hands are raised online.
All right, are there any other commission comments? If not,
Yes. Just wanted to let you know I will not be supporting this motion. I think these are new positions, new job descriptions that need city council approval separately from what's happening in the budget. These positions need to be disclosed to the city council as new positions. That's my position, so I can't support this.
All right, well, we still have to vote on it. Is there a motion to approve?
What happens if I abstain? I feel like I don't know enough about it. You guys clearly you have some differing opinions, and I know you guys are both quite knowledgeable, so I'm just not quite sure what is the right path, and
Well, it's
all alone over
usually
here.
not within the the normal duties of the chairman of a commission, but I will move to approve it. Will you second it?
well, I'm saying if I abstain, I presume we can't pass,
No, right,
because you're
so-
going to oppose, right?
Well, we can't, there's not a sufficient number of
Correct. Bodies.
bodies present to pass it or to not, so
So.
we have to carry this over to the next board meeting.
So I don't want to cause trouble either. I'm just trying to be, good civil servant. So if I abstain because I'm just I don't know
Well-
what to do, then it can't go forward. And would that hold things up? I'm asking staff, would that hold things up and be a
Well,
problem?
before we get there, let me ask a question.
Wait, okay.
This is a 5-member commission. Doesn't it always take 3 yes votes, regardless of those in attendance, to pass a motion?
Is it a quorum of
Yes.
those present?
You need, 3.
Yeah, 3. If there's only 3 present, they all have to vote yes. If there's 2 present, we can't proceed. But since there's a yes, a no, and an I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to, So it sounds like we have quorum, right? So we have
Yes.
3 votes. So the question you just asked, I believe, is do we have a majority of a quorum, or do we have to have 3 votes?
No, it's the majority of the board.
Okay, so then we have to have 3 votes.
That's right, and we can't do that.
We can't do that because,
So do we need a motion to carry this matter over to the next board meeting, or what?
sounds like I've got an out.
I think it's automatically carried over, I think. Well, that's probably going to be the same thing. I believe that it's automatically carried over to the next board meeting since it's on the agenda. We'll go with that.
Let's do that.
Item 7B, request to approve specifications for the lead special events and filming coordinator and job specifications.
I believe we tied that one together with A, so we're,
Well, we didn't. I mean, they are tied together. We need to vote separately on them. Are there any additional comments on this? I assume that your position would be the same with respect to vote.
correct.
And I would say copy-paste from the prior discussion.
All right, well, again, there's insufficient number of yes votes to proceed. I think it's safe to say there's 1 opposed, 1 pro, and 1 I don't know.
One, I feel like I need more discussion.
And so we don't have a sufficient number of board members present to approve or dismiss this matter, and it'll go over to the next board meeting. All right. That brings us to adjournment, and according to what the notes before me, no one needs to make a motion to adjourn. And tonight's meeting is adjourned at 5:28 p.m.
And we are
If the slide that stands on its own and
Pledge of Allegiance.
Place your hand over your heart and repeat after me.